Every morning, millions of people in the UK and US sit in the same traffic, same roads, same frustration, same 20-minute journey taking an hour and 15 minutes. And every morning, motorcyclists filter past them. But here is what most people considering the switch to two wheels get completely wrong. They obsess over the wrong things: engine size, top speed, brand prestige, and they end up on a motorcycle that is genuinely miserable to commute on, uncomfortable, expensive to run, or simply wrong for the specific demands of daily riding. The commuter motorcycle market in 2026 is more interesting than it has ever been. There are bikes at every price point that will genuinely transform your daily journey, reduce your transport costs dramatically, and make you wonder why you sat in that car for so long. But there is one category of commuter bike that looks perfect on paper, affordable, economical, practical, that I would actively steer most riders away from. And I'll tell you exactly which one and exactly why before this video is finished. First, the framework that makes a great commuter, because it is not what most people think. What actually makes a great commuter? Forget top speed, forget power figures, forget 0 to 60 times. A great commuter motorcycle is defined by four things and four things only: reliability, comfort over sustained periods, manageability in low-speed urban environments, and running costs that make the switch financially worthwhile compared to what you are currently spending. Reliability is non-negotiable. A commuter bike that spends time in the garage is not a commuter bike. It is an expensive hobby. Japanese manufacturers, Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, have built their reputations on exactly this foundation for 50 years. When reliability is your primary concern, the Japanese Big Four remain the default recommendation for good reason. Comfort over sustained periods is more complex than it first appears. A bike that feels great for 20 minutes can become genuinely fatiguing over an hour of stop-start urban riding. Riding position, seat quality, handlebar reach, and vibration management all compound across a commuting week in ways that a single test ride never reveals. Manageability in traffic is where engine size and weight become the actual relevant numbers. A 125cc learner bike is perfectly manageable. A 1000cc super naked in slow London traffic requires constant concentration and physical effort that drains you before your working day has even started. And running costs, insurance, fuel, tires, servicing, are what determine whether switching to two wheels is a financial decision or simply a lifestyle choice. For most commuters, the numbers are compelling, but only on the right machine. Now, the bikes, starting with the category that wins this argument for the widest range of riders. The best overall commuters. The Honda CB500F and CB500X sit at the top of this conversation for 2026 and have done for several years running. Here's why. The 471cc parallel twin engine produces 47 horsepower, enough for confident motorway riding while delivering real-world fuel economy consistently above 70 mpg. Insurance sits in a group that makes annual premiums manageable even for riders without extensive no-claims history. The A2 license compliance opens it up to a huge pool of riders who cannot yet access bigger machines. The CB500F is the naked variant, lighter feeling, more urban in character, slightly more flickable in tight traffic. The CB500X adds a small fairing, slightly raised bars, and longer travel suspension that absorbs urban road surfaces more comfortably on longer commutes. For pure city riding, the F. For mixed urban and faster road commuting, the X. New pricing sits around £6,500. Used examples with sensible mileage are widely available from £3,500 to £4,500, and buying used here is an entirely sensible decision given the platform's reliability record. The Kawasaki Z400 deserves mention alongside the Honda. Slightly sportier in character, lighter at 167 kilograms, and with a twin-cylinder engine that revs with more enthusiasm than the CB500. For riders who want their commute to have a sharper edge, the Z400 is genuinely compelling. But both of these bikes share one characteristic that pushes some riders towards a different segment entirely, and understanding that characteristic is what separates good commuter advice from generic list-making. The case for going smaller. For pure urban commuting, cities, inner suburbs, journeys under 20 miles each way with no motorway involvement, the 125cc segment deserves serious consideration from riders who would never normally look at it. The Honda CB125R and Yamaha MT125R are not learner bikes wearing grown-up clothing. They are genuinely engineered urban tools that do the specific job of city commuting with an efficiency and agility that larger machines cannot match. Insurance on a 125 machine is dramatically lower than anything above it. Real-world fuel economy sits above 100 mpg consistently. Tires last longer. Servicing costs less. Filtering through stationary traffic on a 130-kilogram motorcycle feels completely different than doing the same on a 200-kilogram middleweight. For a London commuter or any rider navigating genuinely dense urban traffic daily, the financial and practical case for a quality 125 is stronger than most riders over the age of 25 want to admit. Which brings us to the middle ground and the single most interesting commuter development of 2026.
The sweet spot nobody talks about. The 300 to 400cc segment is where the best value commuter motorcycles in 2026 live, and it is consistently overlooked by riders who assume bigger is always better. The Triumph Speed 400, which we covered in detail in a previous video, is relevant here not just as a retro-styled weekend bike, but as a genuinely capable daily commuter. At 170 kilograms, 40 horsepower, with real-world economy above 80 mpg and insurance costs that its performance would not suggest, it is a commuter that never makes you feel like you compromised. The Royal Enfield Meteor 350 approaches this from a different angle entirely. Relaxed ergonomics, long travel, comfortable suspension, and an engine tuned specifically for effortless low-speed riding make it one of the most stress-free urban commuters available at any price. The KTM Duke 390 sits at the aggressive end of this segment. Lightweight, sharp handling, more power than its displacement suggests. For riders who want their commute fast and engaging, the Duke is the most fun you can have within a sensible insurance bracket. All three of these bikes cost between £4,000 and £5,500 new. All three are A2 compliant. All three will return fuel economy that makes the monthly running cost conversation genuinely embarrassing compared to car ownership. The Commuter Trap. Scooters. Specifically, large-capacity automatic scooters positioned as urban commuter solutions at premium price points. The appeal is obvious and understandable. Automatic transmission removes the complexity of manual gear changes in stop-start traffic. Underseat storage solves the luggage problem. Step-through design makes them accessible for riders who find traditional motorcycle ergonomics unfamiliar. Here's the honest verdict for 2026. For most commuters, the Honda CB500F or CB500X is the answer. Proven reliability, appropriate performance, sensible running costs, and a used market deep enough to find excellent examples at genuinely affordable prices. It wins for the widest range of riders in the widest range of commuting conditions. For pure city riders prioritizing running costs above everything, a Honda CB125R or Yamaha MT125 will do the job better and cheaper than anything else. For riders who refuse to sacrifice enjoyment, the Triumph Speed 400 or KTM Duke 390 make the daily commute something you actually look forward to. That value is harder to put a number on, but it is real. The traffic is not going anywhere. The question is whether you are going to keep sitting in it.